Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking it with KeKe.
Hello, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your host, author KeKe Chanel. I'm also a certified life coach. That is the overall purpose of this podcast. I believe that when we're operating as our best self, then we live life more abundant. Today, I am talking to an author. I always like to give my guests the ability and the what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunity. There we go, y'all. To introduce themselves. So I would go ahead and turn it over to you. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing fantastic.
Absolutely.
Love being here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for being here. So just tell the people who you are and what you do.
My name is Dorinda Shaw, and I'm a brand new author. I have 2 books out, and I have a 3rd one coming out. So I'm excited to get the word out, and looking forward to seeing what comes next in this journey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How has the journey been, though? How has the journey been?
It's been up and down. I think that maybe I had some unrealistic ideas. I thought everybody's going to run and get this book. It's such a great story.
I've been there.
We always think that, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and then I got some criticism that I wasn't prepared for after the first book. And then the second one, I just developed a thicker skin.
Absolutely.
Because I knew that if I allowed that to overtake me, that I would just stop and that would be the end of it.
You know what? I have a similar story. I self-published. Well, the first book I didn't. I went to a third party back in 2012 when I released my debut novel. Shout out to Deadly and Stilettos, my baby.
Hey, that's right.
So I paid for a service for this company. And when I got my book, it was flawed. It's almost like they started editing and then they was like, okay, we finished with this job. Let's just upload this for her audience.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's my baby. And I was like, listen, I'm trying to tell everybody, look, I want y'all to purchase this book, but this is what y'all gonna get. So don't come for me. And they was trying to charge me like thousands of dollars to fix the mistake that I had already paid them to take care of. So right. I could have used that as something to stop me from writing because my passion for writing, I love to write. I fell in love with words when I was 3. And I just used that as fuel.
That's good.
To do research to make sure that I'm taking my time and not rushing because I felt like, okay, God, you allowed this to happen so I can slow down and rush and not feel like I got to put a book out every 6 months. And I was trying to do that. So I say all that to say, if someone is listening, start where you're at, but make sure that you do your research as much as you can because people will just get that money and you'll have a product that you're just not satisfied with. But don't allow that to deter you from continuing on.
Yeah, I agree. When I did the recording for the Audible, that's where I probably should have paid to have a higher quality. But, I'll just tell you the short story. So I was all brand new to this. I was trying to learn it. I was asking people questions. So that's how I found out about Fiverr. And then I decided, well, they wanted other people to use their voices to record it. I'm like, I can't see no white person saying nigga. And my book says nigga all the time. Right. So that needs to be me. So my grandson, who's 19, and his friend, they were both going to LA Film and Music School.
Okay.
And they were given all of this recording equipment. So my grandson lives with me. So we recorded it in his bedroom.
Okay.
First time it came out pretty decent, but it was just a little short novel, 6 short stories. Second time was a longer book, and they started doing things a little bit differently, and the recording didn't come out as well as I would like.
Right.
So again, you learn as you go.
Absolutely.
I would probably still use them, but now I know what not to do.
Absolutely.
You know? So,
and see, that's the
there.
overall part. That like long as you learn something that you can take and not do it again. Because if you keep bumping your head, then there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying.
Right. No, that's so true. And I didn't have the academic background, so I'm not a journalism major, not into literary. I'm not into any of that stuff. I was sitting at home during the pandemic, like everybody else, trying to figure out, now what am I going to do today?
Right.
Right. And I was listening to Audible books on my walks. And then I'm like, well, shoot, I can tell my own story. And that's really how it happened for me.
Oh, wow.
I came in and I sat down, I started writing. And my first book, it's What Happens in This House, Family Secrets. Partially true, partially not. And
you all in my questions, because I was going to ask you that.
yeah. Well, a lot of the stories were true stories. I may have embellished on some of the activities in the story, but they were basically true stories. Okay. And everybody started calling me, asking me, well, who is this? Who's that in the story? Who is this about? I'm like, okay, we can't do that no more.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And then, of course, it kind of dark stories, because most people like the little happy endings and the, blue clouds and all of the puffiness. And it's not anything like that. That's not life.
It's not life. And I don't write happy endings. I tell people all the time, if you read a KeKe Chanel book, it is not a happy ending.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. I had to learn that. And not everybody is going to be receptive of your work because they like the fairy tale.
They do. And I've struggled with that, because even the person that's helping with the editing, she basically told me she didn't like it. You need to write something a little lighter. And I'm like, yeah, that's not me. There's plenty of light books out there. There's all of these romantic books and all that. I said, mine is a story about sex, about abuse, rape, murder, drugs. I said, that's the stuff. That's real.
That's real. That's life.
Yeah. I said, if you don't know somebody that lived that life, I do.
Well, I ain't trying to get talk about your editor, but I know one. If you need one, I got one here.
Well, you shoot it off to me in an email. Yes. And the editor doesn't have to like the book. I can understand that. But
she's one of those editors that she knows, because she's a writer as well. That it's not her story. It's your story. She's there to give suggestions. She puts you together. I mean, it's my daughter. She graduated, with a degree in English, and she does editing for me as well as other clients and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. While
I need her info.
I will send it to you. So I was reading up on your bio and your information, and your mantra says it's not too late and you're not too old. Talk about that a little bit. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but I want to hear your words. What were your thought? What was your thought process when you came up with that?
That actually, I have to credit TD Jakes for that. I was watching one of his sermons, and he said that, and I just took it. I said, this is me. And I actually typed it up, printed it out, and I had it all over my house on a piece of paper taped on every wall, so that I could keep encouraging myself, because if you don't encourage yourself, life will beat you up. And so I have all those types of mantras all over my house, to everywhere I look, so I can remember I'm worthy, of love. It's, so it's not too late and you're not too old. It spoke to me about where I'm at in this journey. I'm 67 years old.
Girl,
and
come on now. Come on. Don't do that.
Yeah, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
Listen, when I tell you black don't crack, come on, baby.
No. And I'm writing books about sex and it's, but the truth of it is that I realize that you can do anything. What we talked about a little earlier is you're not too old and it's not too late. Right. So whatever you want to start doing it, and don't care what nobody says about it. You think people look at me and think, why the heck is she writing something so nasty and dirty? And
mind your business. Just read the book.
I said, but you're getting caught up on pieces of a story, but you need to read the story. The story is about a survivor. It's about someone that those negative things happened to, and she learned from it. So I think life is too short to be concerned about what everybody's thinking.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. I agree. And so that brings me to one of the points that I'm saying. But I want to talk about believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, how important would you say that is in any walk of life, whether you want to sell books, sell shoes, write books, whatever, believing in yourself? What would you say to the listener who may not be there, like may not have that type of mindset?
I think time. You need time to really get to a place where you know who you are. And it's taken me all these years to get to a comfortable place. I retired and I'm actually feeling good about my life. But if I go back before that, there were all these bumps in the roads. And I just never really was happy with who I thought I wanted to be. And now I'm developing into this person that I'm like, you can do whatever you want to do, girls. Why you don't allow anyone to stop you? But it took time to get there. My relationship with God helped me to develop this strength and this faith and belief in myself. But it's been a long journey. It's not something that, I didn't get encouraged as a kid and not know woe is me or anything like that. You can't teach what you don't know. And so if they didn't know, my mother didn't know how to say, baby, you can do this. Don't stop. I'm pushing you. Some people had that encouragement and they went a little further, but many of us didn't have it because our parents didn't know how to do it because they never got it.
Exactly. Exactly. And I tell anybody who's listening, the bumps in the road just allow you to slow down so that you can enjoy the journey.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a few bumps.
Exactly.
Or failure. Failure is not the end of the world. Failure just allows you to realize, okay, I'm going to try this again, but I'm going to go around that corner instead of this corner. I'm going to go down this path instead of that path.
A different way to do it. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm going to get there. And so I would say believing in yourself is something that just takes time. You don't wake up and that today is like, this is the day I'm going to change my whole life. No, it's a process.
It is. It's a process, because life be life, and y'all know that. Everybody go through something. So
they do. And it hurts.
It does. But to the listener who feels like you're alone and you're too old or you're too young, stop it. Get out of that mindset and do it for you. If it's something that you're passionate about and you love doing it and you know that it's a part of your purpose, I encourage you to just do it. Stop worrying about the naysayers. Stop doing negative self-talk because we are our worst critic. And just do it. Just do it. And
I have been self-destructive many times.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to talk about a mindset. I would love for you to speak about mindset because when you decided to write your first book, you had to have that mindset of saying, you know what, I'm going to write this book. I'm going to do it for me first before I put it out there. How has your mindset shifted from book 1 to book 2 up until right now you're getting ready to do your third book?
Yeah, the third book's it's done. I'd say the first time I was just kind of testing the waters. And as I began to write the story, and I'm sure as a writer, it just started to come. The story began to develop. And I was like, wow, okay, maybe there is something to this. And then by the time I got to the second one, I don't know. I just decided that my main character, Vivian, was going to be this badass chick.
Right.
And even though she had to go through a lot of stuff, she gets raped, she gets thrown across the room, she gets shot at, but this girl is a survivor. And not only that, she's determined that she's going to win over all these men that tried to control her. And so something in there, I guess it may be inside of me that wanted to just scream, I can win.
Right.
No matter what's happened to me, I can still win in the end, but you don't give up. You can't quit. And you cannot allow yourself to just lay in the bed and go through the depression. It's okay to feel it sometimes, but you can't stay there. You just can't stay there. And I think from the first to the third book, now I know that, shoot, I want to write a screenplay.
Yes.
I'm not stopping.
Please don't stop. And I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you got started and that you're thriving. So please don't stop. So tell the listeners about the books. Like, tell us about tell us the name of the first one, the name of the second one, where can they purchase it from, and then you can just reveal to the third book.
Okay, sure. The first book is What Happens in This House, Family Secrets. It's 6 short stories about this young girl who I said is the main character, Vivian. And basically she's, her mother is married to a man that's abusive. And she finds out that he's not really her father. And when he finds that out, he doesn't want her in the house. And so the story goes from all the places where she had to go and stay with her auntie and stay with her mom's friend and stay with everybody because he didn't want her in the house.
Wow.
And while she's going through that journey, she realizes that even if the houses were in the suburbs, because she's from the projects, and even if the houses are in the suburbs and there's 2 parents in the home, that there's all these secrets that start to unfold. Nobody's house is perfect. Okay. Wow. They say what happens behind closed doors, the family secrets are what happened behind closed doors.
Wow.
So yeah, and that's the real reality of it is we're always told what happens in this house stays in this house, right? You don't tell nobody's business when you get out there,
right? And that is so, that's trauma. That is trauma. It is. It's like generational trauma.
Look, and women and a kid today, they'll pick up 911 in a minute and call on you, right?
First of all, they got you on live and everybody knows the business.
right. So, but back then you thought there wasn't no 911 to call. No. And even if you did go and tell somebody, if it ever got back to your mother or your father,
you already know
getting that butt whooped. So
whooping that you got that baby.
Yeah. Right. So in the second book, she's now in high school. She's just graduated from high school, Vivian has. And then she meets these 2 men who are driving this beautiful Rolls Royce car. They're in a neighborhood. She's living with her 2 cousins that they just rented a house and in a white neighborhood because the 2 hippies rent them a house. They don't care about the fact they can't pay nothing.
Right.
But and these 2 guys end up being DEA agents. And if the journey takes off from there, that whole experience is a life-changing experience for her.
Okay.
She goes out with one and then the story goes from there. She gets raped by one and not realizing what's happening. She tries to talk her way out of the situation, but can't. Then she finds herself in a consensual sexual relationship with this man.
Wow.
And his friend.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look, you telling too much. You telling too much.
Okay.
Look, so y'all,
that journey just goes on and on and on because these 2 are manipulators and calculating and plot twisting and all they want to do is win over her.
Wow.
And so my last book that I've just finished is called Broken into a Million Pieces, A Will to Live.
Okay.
And so it talks about, it kind of picks up how she was broken.
Okay.
And what they did to her. And so now you get to the place of where she ends up being victorious over it. But she still had to go through a few more men to find that out.
Found it. Okay.
Yeah. And why did she allow all that stuff to happen to her? My grandson, who I told you 19, they recorded the book. They were like so interested. And he said, so he calls me Oma. He says, Oma, why did she stay with Marcus? I said, she was young and she never had love and she didn't know what love was. And it seemed like love to her.
Right.
I said, and that's what broken people do.
Right. Yeah. That is so real. I know so many people who stayed in relationships because they didn't feel like anybody else loved them. They didn't feel like they had anywhere to go. Like with Vivian's case, her stepdad was like, you can't stay here. And her mama didn't say nothing.
Right. Didn't stand up for her. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. She didn't know any better. And what he gave her felt like love. And it wasn't, but she didn't know that. So, so when I tried to explain that to him, he's like, okay. I said, yeah, she was young. I said, and as she got older, she started realizing that,
this is
yeah,
not right.
This ain't right. Yeah, this isn't right. And, so he does the worst things that you could possibly imagine to her, but she still comes out victorious.
Right. Well, I'm so glad. Tell everybody where they can purchase the books from.
So I'm on Amazon. So it's Amazon and also Audible and Barnes and Noble online.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And they just type in your name. They just type in your name.
Yeah. They can put in Dorinda Shaw, and I'll come up because there's nobody else out there. And
I love that name though, Dorinda.
Thank you. So, and I'm at www.dorindashaw.com. That's very simple. Yeah. And I'm on Instagram, and everything's the same. Dorinda Shaw. It's under my name. So you can find me. I'm easy to find.
She's easy to find. Look, she just answered my next question, how to stay connected. Like, where can they connect with you? So is Dorinda Shaw all across the board? Instagram, Facebook?
Yep.
And
Dorinda
the website.
Shaw. Yeah, that's it.
Are you out here? Are you TikToking and all that too?
I am not. Look, I'm 67, girl. I ain't TikToking. I haven't
44. I ain't TikToking either. I'm not TikToking and I'm 44. It's just so I can't get with it.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Right.
So I would just say, if you're not into sex and abuse and rape and murder and plot twisting, my books are not for you, because they're filled with that.
Listen, if we was to do a collaboration, man, ain't no telling what that book would be like. Because we write the same stuff, like for real.
Okay.
We write the same.
We should do that.
I'm ready. Y'all heard it here. We're doing a collab. Let's do it. I'm ready. I am ready. The way
we write that screenplay.
My wheels are turning right now.
Yes. Put it on, get somebody to promote that and get that screenplay out there. And it's not made for Lifetime, so it's cable only, right?
I'm good with it. But you know what? They have some stuff on Lifetime though. They do.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They don't let you cuss on Lifetime.
No, I got to cuss.
We some cussers. So we gotta make sure that we,
because I say MF too many times.
Listen. I blame my grandfather. He allowed me to start cursing as soon as I started talking. And listen, he
thought it was funny, huh?
He did. He was like, this girl right here. I miss my grandfather so much. But so besides the book and you talking about screenplays, like what's next for Dorinda?
Look, I'm out here online dating, KeKe.
Are you online dating?
I'm online dating. I have been single and not doing anything. And that's another thing I just want to encourage women my age and 50 and older, that, most of us are celibate, by choice. Some just haven't met anybody. And this process of online dating is grueling. I wish there was another way, but this is the new normal. And I'm having a good time. Meeting new people and all that.
Listen,
so
you ain't on Tinder, is you?
I'm on Tinder. I'm on Bumble. I'm on Hinge. I'm on Black. I'm on anything.
You on it all, y'all.
I'm on them all.
listen. Y'all hear it, right? So hey, if y'all
I'm on there.
She just told y'all how to reach her.
Yes.
So y'all don't have an excuse. But listen, we ain't trying to get Miss Dorinda no weirdos or nothing like that. So don't y'all come for her. Don't come for her.
No, we don't need no weirdos. Look, too old to be bothered. Okay, exactly. I ain't got time to be teaching you how to be a man. Ooh. And I'm no insult to anybody else. None. If you already know, then it ain't for you.
Right.
But yeah. So I think what's next is just trying to find some happiness. Look, writing those books got me hot and bothered. Okay. Hey. So I said, it's time to do something new.
Let me step away from this right quick and take a cold shower.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to change something around here. I can't do this no more. Decades of singleness is too much. So
I love it.
Every woman out there, please stop sitting at home thinking that they're gonna come knock on your door, because they're not. Okay.
And I'm about to be messy for a minute, but what about the women sitting at home that got men with them? What you gonna tell them?
Get you some toys, girl. Because let's be real, not everybody can take care of that thing. Okay.
So she's getting this knowledge today, y'all.
Get you some toys. It's okay. Show them how to use them. Okay. Play with them.
And she Miss Dorinda dropped the mic, y'all. Listen.
Yay, I'm telling you,
the mic.
There's some stuff out there for you.
Listen, I know you done heard about that rose that's taking you women out, just snatching souls.
I'm giving that. I'm gonna give that as a promotional gift for the first 5 to 10 people that buy my next book coming out in a month, Broken into a Million Pieces. They will get a rose. I'm buying that. That thing is the bomb. Okay.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. It's a KeKe Chanel Kicking It with KeKe exclusive. She is giving the first 5 people.
First 5 people will get a rose with their book. Yes.
The first 5 people that purchase her new book coming out will get a rose with the book.
Yes. And for those of you that have never heard of it, I don't know what it does. Let me tell you.
Go Google it.
Yes. Look, somebody put something on TikTok on it. The guy put it on his little nipple and then fell out. Right?
I saw that one.
Yes. I said, oh, yeah, he put it in the wrong place. But yeah, okay.
Look, that rose got the men crying over here. They had some TikTok videos of the men. They hear the sound and the woman making the sounds, and then they like, she don't do that with me.
Yeah.
Step your game up. Step your game up. That's all I'm saying.
So just to my women, please don't feel like life is over. You're not too old. It's not too late, not just to do whatever you want, but just to enjoy life. Absolutely. You don't have to be sitting there by yourself. I'm looking online and there's some men there, they need somebody. Okay. Just like you need somebody. Yeah. So just have fun with it. Go out and date a few people.
Absolutely. Like y'all heard it here first, man. Listen, I wasn't prepared for that, but I love it. I love it. So on a personal note, I like to ask each guest, this question. Sure. What would your now self go back and tell your younger self about today's show? Like, it's never too late and you're never too old. What would you say about mindset or believing in yourself? Anything that we talked about today, what would you go back and tell your younger self as your now self?
I would probably say, learn how to just wait. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up. And don't be afraid to listen to that small voice inside of you that says, this might not be for you, and don't be afraid to be by yourself. Wow. Because we're so quick to cling on to somebody that we think is the right person for us, or just because we don't want to be by ourselves. Right. And that's really even true right now. Even as an older person, I have to tell myself, you need to slow your roll. Just let this thing take its course and see where it's going. So, I would tell myself, you jump too quick. You were jumping all the time. You need to wait and see who you're really dealing with and what this is really about. And I didn't know to wait, because when you're young, everything is, that's why Instagram and TikTok and all of these other platforms out there are so popular, is because we want instantaneous everything. Yes. Everything. And
them sneaky links is just throwing it at you and everything, telling you how they want it and all. It's everything.
Right. Yeah.
It's fast.
It's everything.
The microwave mentality of society is right now.
Yeah. So slow down and don't be afraid to just wait, because everybody's going to be moving and you're going to feel like you're being left behind. And that's why we just jump. No, I got to get on this train right now. But that was a mistake for me. That was a mistake not to listen to, because that was the other problem. I was hard-headed.
Yeah, fast and hard-headed, huh?
Just fast and hard-headed, girl. Yes, indeed. Had them little kiss curls, that's my auntie.
Wow, yes. Wow, love it, love it, love it. Well, I have been talking to author Dorinda Shaw. I have enjoyed this conversation so much. I thank you for coming to kick it with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure. Before we leave, is there any closing remarks that you will tell listeners today?
Yeah. Don't wait to do whatever it is that you want to do. Stop thinking about it. I think you said something earlier. Stop saying I'm gonna do it.
And do it.
And do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. Even if you fail, do it. And don't quit until you achieve whatever goal it is that you set for yourself. And do set some goals. Write them down. Mm-hmm. The word says, write the vision, make it plain. Mm-hmm. And I'm a believer that you need to vocalize that vision. That's why I'm talking about screenplays. I'm talking about being on television, because I'm a believer that if you don't speak it, then it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. So you can speak it into existence, and I'm planning on making that thing happen. So I'm gonna tell everybody that I talk to.
I second that. And listen, you're about to be on TV, because even, I believe in manifestation, and you're doing the groundwork. So it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of
I believe that.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Look, if somebody is watching on YouTube and they put it on their television, you're on TV right there.
All right. Yeah.
We just indeed. It's different levels to it, though.
Yes. Yeah. You got to start somewhere.
Yes, you got to start somewhere. So. Yes, I love that. I love. And again, I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you.
And don't forget about this book coming out. When can we expect the book? When is the book coming out?
God, I thought I would have it out by the end of this month. So if not, it's probably because I just sent the last 6 chapters to the editor, because I had to revise it. My daughter told me today, Mom, your book is going through Santa Rita jail. All the men are reading your book. I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, I got a call from my friend that's there telling me people are reading your mama's book. 15, 20 people done read that book. They spreading it around the whole prison.
Listen.
I said, oh, I love it. I want my men reading this book.
Exactly.
Okay?
They probably in there hot and bothered too.
Yes, indeed. I don't know about all that, but
right. Calm down.
Yeah. So I'm hoping the end of the month, but definitely in June. It'll be out in June. Okay. So when it does, I'm gonna shoot you off an email saying, okay, here's my release date. Okay. But I gotta go do what you did. I gotta go Fiverr. I gotta get, doing all this by myself. I've learned a lot, but every time I do it, I feel like I'm doing it for the first time, because I'm trying to remember what I had to do.
You have a friend in me. You can always reach out, because I'm a writing coach as well, and I help other people bring their books to a publication and help them with the processes. So I put it out here online.
Yeah, there you go. And you might get others starting to reach out to you, not just me. So thank you, KeKe.
Absolutely. And again, it has been a wonderful experience with you. I'm so excited. I feel like I know you. I love meeting people for the first time on the podcast, and it's like I've known you forever.
Yeah, But that's your personality. You're very warm and inviting. So you make it easy for us. And I don't feel nervous anymore.
See, so many people tell me that, and that's what I strive to do. So
that's your gift, girl.
If anybody listening that want to come kick it with me, just come on. Y'all know how to find me. I done told y'all 1,000 times where I'm at. But in case y'all don't know, I am on Instagram at KeKe Chanel, or you can visit my website, www.thekekechanel.com. That being said, until next time, thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you believe in yourself and follow your dreams, and don't let anybody stand in your way. Too much greatness resides in you to sit on it and be mediocre. God gave us visions and dreams for a reason. So wake up each day and try to make those things happen for yourself. All right. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Mm-hmm.